Hey, what's up, YouTube? Me here again. We're actually, I might be doing little small segments, or I might be making up little small segments of Yu-Gi-Oh! How to know or whatnot. But I don't know if I'm gonna continue to do this or not. But here's my first segment on something I want to add on to. Many players in Yu-Gi-Oh! Do not know the timing of some cards or why a card missed timing or that in general. So today will be the topic of this segment right here, and I'm using the network as a holder, I guess, because I think real life is a little more difficult to show. I can show it in real life, or maybe split it, or have you guys, prepared to see it or not. But I decided to do a network. I found it to be extremely easy, to the point. I can jot the cards on what I need to see or whatever. But here, I'm gonna break it down to exactly what you need to look for to see if a card missed timing, or something that you need to be wary of. If multiple things happen at once, or a card doesn't happen at a certain time, you will automatically know that it will miss timing to a point blank. All right, but I have these four cards, for example, because these are the type of four cards that you technically need to look for, and the wording is on the card on where you can tell if it missed timing or not. Two words that you need to look for on the card, and we're gonna have Sangen, for example. If I can click on it. Okay, there we go. All right. For example, you notice when this card says "when," it's a keyword of where a card missed timing, and I have another example when it says "if." Now, if and when are the two cards that you technically all you need to look for into if a card missed timing or not. And the part two of that is whether if it's mandatory or optional. When Sangen, when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, add one monster. So you have no choice but to activate Sangen's effect when his principle has been met to activate his effect. And we're gonna take Mermel, for example. It's an if, but again here, it's an optional effect because it says you can. You can gives you a yes or no when you want an effect to happen or not. So that's the part two of looking out for that. Okay. Now, when a card says when, then it can miss timing. Only if the card is optional. For example, Sangen. It says when, which means that, okay, we continue to read, we can discover if it can miss timing or not. But as we can tell, Sangen cannot miss timing ever, period, because it's a mandatory effect. It has to happen. No matter, once this principle has been met, it has to happen. So Sangen can never miss effect, ever, period. Now we're going to Mermel. It says if. When a card says if, it automatically cannot miss timing, period. Even if it's an optional or mandatory effect, it cannot miss timing, period, point blank, ever. Long as it meets its requirements, if it's sent to the field, to the graveyard, search, it can't miss timing. Now, when we get to Light Pulsar, we're going to come down to where it says when this card is, let me see if I can find it. You can spell some of the cards, like, right here. It starts off saying when. So now we're looking at, now it's like it can't miss timing. Now if you continue to go down, when it special summons a level 5 or higher dark or light dragon type monster, it goes down and says you can. Now Light Pulsar can miss timing. Now a way a card can miss timing, because it's a when statement and it's an optional. It cannot be. Once the card meets its principle, once the Light Pulsar, for example, let's say I have Light Pulsar on the field and I play Darko. The last thing that happens to Light Pulsar is going to the graveyard with no other effects going on. Darko just sends it to the graveyard. Darko resolves. Light Pulsar gets effect. Now, if Light Pulsar attacks into my Raikou, which again, as a Darko effect, factor, it destroys Light Pulsar and sends it to the graveyard. Now, when Light Pulsar goes to the graveyard, Raikou effects is still going in effect, which means I made the top 3 cards in my deck. Now, when light pulsar hits the graveyard and it doesn't immediately goes off, it missed timing because Raikou is in the middle of milling cards, which makes the timing go off. Because a win statement was when this card is sent to whatever, or when this card activates, or whenever. If that last effect does not happen, as soon as the statement says, when this card activates, then it doesn't happen. Just an example of the Raikou milling over Light Pulsar's effect, which makes it miss timing. And I have Cracia for the last example for if, but it's mandatory, which means obviously it doesn't miss timing. But these are the 4 types of monsters that have these weird timings. So look for keynotes, wins, and ifs. When the card says win, look at it and see if it's optional. If it's optional, then that's the card that can miss timing. If it's an if statement, then it can never miss timing. And if it's a win and it's not optional like singing, then it can never miss timing. So the only card that can miss timing in this group is the Light Pulsar, only because it's a win and optional card. All right. Hopefully this guys can help you on looking forward to see if cards miss timing or not. I will probably come out with more little small tips or deck ideas or whatever. This is my first thing. I'm just playing around with this. So hopefully this can help you. If you have any information, or you have any questions, just leave a comment below, and I'll really get back with you on this. But yeah, I'll be throwing out like little hints and tips to get you guys in a better mental state in Yu-Gi-Oh. Because Yu-Gi-Oh been around for a long time. So I have no reason. Well, I see no reason why people that can't understand every rule set in Yu-Gi-Oh because it's been around for a while and been enforced. So, all right. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I would, if you would like me doing it in real life versus online, just let me know, and I'll make it competent for you guys. But hope you guys enjoy. All right. Peace.